Join ForumIAS Academy, trusted by hundreds of toppers, including IAS Rank 1 Shruti Sharma.
Good evening, aspirants. Welcome to the Hindu news analysis discussion brought to you by ForumIAS for the date 7th March 2023. The list of news articles for today's discussion is displayed here. You can have a look at it. So for today, we will be covering 5 topics from polity, governance and environment. So straight away, let us move to the first article for the day. First article, the anti-defection law is facing convulsions. This opinion section of Hindu news analysis is regarding the 10th schedule of the constitution that deals with anti-defection. But before getting into the opinion, let us know about the 10th schedule in detail. See, the anti-defection law was enacted to eliminate political defections by the legislatures. But however, on numerous occasions, the law has proved to be ineffective in curbing defections. And for that, the political experts are calling for amending the law to address these shortcomings. But what is this anti-defection law? See, the 10th schedule of the constitution is commonly known as anti-defection law, and it was introduced in 1985 by the 52nd constitutional amendment. Know that defection has been defined as to abandon a position or association, often to join an opposing group. The anti-defection law was enacted to ensure that a party member does not violate the mandate of the party. In case if he or she does violate the mandate of the party, then they will lose their membership of the house. This law applies to both parliament and the state assemblies. Know that only the presiding officer of the legislature has the power to disqualify any defector on a petition filed by any other member of the legislature. If we take the grounds for defection, there are situations when a member of parliament or legislature get disqualified. First ground is when a member voluntarily gives up the membership of the party on whose symbol they have got elected. The second condition is when a member violates a direction issued by his party. That is, when the whip directs the member to vote in a particular way or to abstain from voting, and if the member acts contrary to the direction of the whip, then the member can be disqualified. The third condition is when a member who is independently elected joins any party. Fourth condition is when an nominated member joins any political party after the end of 6 months. So these are the 4 areas where the members can be disqualified. But know that the decision of the presiding officer of legislature is final on this. Then the law also states that anyone disqualified under the 10th schedule would also be automatically disqualified from a ministerial post. So a disqualified member will not be able to act as a minister anymore. But there is an exemption that is provided in this law. Under para 4 of the 10th schedule, disqualification on account of defection will not apply in case of merger of a party with the another party. Know that a valid merger occurs when 2/3 of party's total elected strength agrees to the merger. But earlier in the para 3, the law allowed the use of split to avoid disqualification for defection. But this para 3 that allowed for 1/3 split was deleted by the 91st Constitutional Amendment Act of 2003. Now only para 3 is in existence. Here, the opinion section says that principal focus of the anti-defection law is clear from 2 provisions which are enacted in the 10th schedule. The first provision dealt with provision of split in the political party, but however it got deleted. Second provision deals with the merger of 2 political parties, that is dealt in the para 4 of anti-defection law. But after the deletion of third para, split can no more be a protection for the elected members from anti-defection law, right? But the opinion highlights the intention of this para. It says 1/3 of the legislators would get protection only if there was a split in the original political party. So here, the protection that was given once was based on the split in the original party. We can also interpret in this way, like if there was no split in the original party and assume that 1/3 of the elected members moved out of the party, then this protection would not be given to them. So the base for this protection is split in the original party. Similarly, the fourth para, which now is in existence, deals with the merger of original political party. Here also the merger of political party is the precondition to seek exemption from disqualification. By analyzing the para 3 and para 4, the author tells that both these exemptions made in this law can be put to use only by the original political party, and individual members elected to legislatures do not have the freedom to bring about any split or merger because they are legally restrained by the anti-defection law. And coming to the Maharashtra case, we spoke about the we have heard news about the split in Shiva Sena party, right? Here both the factions appointed their own whip to issue directions to the elected members. So the author is saying the court should have first validated who is the legal whip for the Shiva Sena party, but rather the Supreme Court allowed the Election Commission to decide the petitions filed by two factions for getting the party name and symbol. This petition for party and the symbol is dealt under the paragraph 15 of symbols order. Here the author says that the 10th schedule is a constitutional law and the disqualification proceeding under it should have been given primacy over proceedings under the para 15 of the symbols order, which is a subordinate legislation. He is coming to say that the case of anti-defection should have been dealt first and foremost, and only then the party name and symbol and all should have been taken into matter of consideration. And before concluding the article, the author interprets the law and says that whip can be legally issued only by original political party which sets them up as candidate in the election. In addition to it, let us also see the way forward on how to deal with these cases. See, first, the Supreme Court needs to decide whether an actual merger of political parties is a condition precedent for the merger of legislature parties, or should the merger of legislature parties be deemed as a merger of political parties. Second, the speaker or chairperson should give directions on anti-defection cases within the period of 3 months as advised by the Supreme Court. And moving further, an independent tribunal can be created in a long run to decide cases under the 10th schedule. Third, the Law Commission in 1999 and the National Commission to Review the Working of Constitution in 2002 recommended the deletion of clause related to merger. That is, the para 4 should be deleted. This was the recommendation of National Commission to Review the Working of Constitution. Parliament should consider such recommendation. It should also hold debate and decide on these recommendations. Finally, the Dinesh Goswami Committee report recommended that disqualification of members should only be attracted in certain events, like when a member violates a whip on matters related to vote of confidence, money bill, or motion of vote of thanks to President's address, and some important cases like that. So these are the few recommendations that can be taken into account to deal with the cases of anti-defection law in an efficient manner. So with this, we are coming to the end of this topic discussion. Let us move to the next article. Second topic, how to become a green hydrogen superpower. This news article talks about the government's National Green Hydrogen Mission that was introduced in the 2023 budget. Besides this, the article also mentions certain priorities that should be followed to boost green hydrogen production in the country. See, hydrogen is the lightest element found in the nature. In standard condition, it exists as a gas of diatomic molecules as H2. This hydrogen is the most abundant chemical substance in the universe, constituting around 75% of all normal matter. Stars, including the sun, are mainly composed of hydrogen. And know that hydrogen gas can act as a useful fuel. Its combustion with oxygen releases a lot of energy and produces water as a byproduct. Hence, it is more environmental friendly as it does not release CO2 and thus does not contribute to climate change. Most importantly, green hydrogen is produced by splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen using renewable energy. So in this process also, there is no emission of greenhouse gases. Hence, know that green hydrogen is being considered as one of the vital avenues for energy transition away from the fossil fuels. By this way, it helps in energy transition in both the mobility and industrial sectors where the carbon emissions are higher. Now coming to the targets that are mentioned under the National Green Hydrogen Mission. The intent of the mission is to incentivize the commercial production of green hydrogen. It also aims to make India a net exporter of green hydrogen by creating opportunities for exports. In addition to it, the mission aims at decarbonizing the energy sector and the mobility applications in order to reduce the dependence on imported fossil fuels. Secondly, it also aims to develop indigenous manufacturing capacities. Thereby, it will also help in creating employment opportunities and develop new technologies such as efficient fuel cells. If we take the targets that are fixed by the government, the mission has laid out a target to produce 5 million metric ton of green hydrogen per annum. This is alongside adding renewable energy capacity of about 125 gigawatts in the country. Also, the government hopes that by the year 2030, the mission will help bringing in investment worth 8 lakh crore and create over 6 lakh jobs. The plan also targets to lower the cost of renewable power generation and to bring down the cost of electrolyzers to make the production of green hydrogen cost competitive. This is done through subsidy support and government sponsored research and development in the green hydrogen sector. Know that there are two umbrella submissions under the scheme. One is SITE, which stands for Strategic Interventions for Green Hydrogen Transition Program. This sub-scheme will fund the domestic manufacturing of electrolyzers and produce green hydrogen. Second submission will support pilot projects in emerging end-use sector and production pathways. Here, the states and regions that are capable of supporting large-scale production and utilization of hydrogen will be identified and developed as Green Hydrogen Hub. If we take the fund allocation, nearly 17,500 crores have been earmarked for the SITE scheme and 400 crores have been allotted for research and development and nearly 1,466 crores for pilot projects and establishing hydrogen hubs. Now let us see the priorities that are mentioned in the article. Firstly, the article highlights the need for joint action from the government and the industry. It says that public and private sectors should act in sync with the priorities that are listed below. First priority is the demand generation. Here, the demand for green hydrogen should be first generated within India and only then India could become an international player. For this purpose only, the sub-scheme SITE was framed. As this sub-scheme provides direct support to consume green hydrogen, it will encourage heavy industries to increase demand for green hydrogen. By this way, it will offer economies of scale by which suppliers can also reduce the prices of green hydrogen. Another approach is to leverage government procurement. See, India is the second largest steel producer in the world. So, India can make use of its huge demand for steel by replacing it with green steel which is made from green hydrogen. See, the cost of green steel are currently much higher, but it could be reduced with economies of scale and changes in production technologies. In addition to it, if there is any percentage of mandatory green steel procurement from government side, this would increase the demand for green steel and bring down the cost due to economies of scale. And in the later period, India could also position itself as a green steel exporter. Second priority is to make India a preferred destination for domestic and foreign investments. This is in line with the target that is already fixed under the National Green Hydrogen Mission. Also, the mission aims to set up various green hydrogen hubs in states and regions, which could make the consumption of it easier through comfortable transportation, exports and etc. Third priority is concerned with manufacturing the most critical and high value components of electrolyzers in India. Here the SITE mission is highlighted, which supports electrolyzer manufacturing under the performance linked incentive scheme. In addition to it, the article says that electrolyzer technology should be improved in such a way that hydrogen production can be done even through non-fresh water. So technology advancement is also mentioned here. Fourth priority is to establish bilateral partnerships to develop resilient supply chains. In bilateral partnership, India must focus primarily on technological transfer that will have longer impact and gains. And in addition, India must also join hands with like-minded countries on trade, value chains, research and development, and even in standard settings. Here, the 400 crore that is allotted for research and development under the National Green Hydrogen Mission can be put to use. Also, measures can be taken to provide to bring in private capital for technology co-development. Finally, the article says that India must coordinate with major economies to develop rules for global green hydrogen economy. This point is mentioned to reduce the role of big corporates in controlling the green hydrogen market. This is because absence of any common global framework will only let the private corporations to attempt for setting rules and standardize and standards of their own. So before that, government across the world should step in. So the author concludes by saying that India can make use of G20 presidency as an opportunity to make rules for global green hydrogen economy. So this is all about the article. In this article we saw about hydrogen and also about the National Green Hydrogen Mission. Then we also saw about the priorities which are mentioned in the opinion section. So with this, let us close this topic and move to the next topic. Third topic, Rushikulya Sands team with Olive Ridleys. See, every year February 23 to March 2 is treated as the mass nesting period for Olive Ridley turtles. These turtles come to the beach in Ganjam districts of Odisha to lay eggs in mass number. This year, nearly 6.37 lakh Olive Ridley turtles have arrived for mass nesting on the Rushikulya coast. Such high numbers of Olive Ridley turtles arriving in the region or because of the absence in extreme weather events like cyclones and heavy rain. In addition to it, turtles also arrive at Gahirmata beach, which is known as world's largest known rookery, and moreover Puri and Devi river mouth beaches to host Olive Ridley turtles this time. And the researchers from the Zoological Survey of India tagged the Olive Ridley turtles to gather information about the turtle movements and presence. So in this line, let us know about the Olive Ridley turtles and also about the Zoological Survey of India from prelims angle. First is regarding the characteristics of Olive Ridley turtles. See, the Olive Ridley turtles are the smallest and the most abundant of all sea turtles found in the world. Moreover, they are found in the warm waters of Pacific, Atlantic and Indian Oceans. If we take the features of it, male and female Olive Ridley turtles grow to the same size. But however, the females have slightly more rounded shell compared to male. Know that these turtles are carnivores. They feed mainly on jellyfish, crabs and variety of fish and shrimps. If we take the migration, they spend their entire lives in the ocean. Further, they migrate thousands of kilometers between feeding and mating grounds in a year. Because of such movements, they also face certain threats. Like the major threats to Olive Ridley turtles are like poor fishing practices, development and exploitation of nesting beaches for ports and tourist centers, then poaching for their meat, shell and leather. These are the activities which create threat to Olive Ridley turtles. Here know that Indian Coast Guard undertakes Operation Olivia every year, which is an Olive Ridley turtle protection program. And from the image here, you can also see the conservation status of Olive Ridley turtles. According to IUCN Red List, it comes under vulnerable category. According to CITES, it comes under Appendix 1. And as per the Indian Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, Olive Ridley turtles are under the Schedule 1 of the Act. Now coming to the mass nesting of Olive Ridley turtles, which is called as Aribada. See, the turtles are best known for their unique mass nesting called Aribada. Under this, thousands of female come together on the same beach to lay eggs, and each female digs a sand pit, lays 90 to 120 eggs and promptly closes the pit before leaving the shore. This is what we call as mass nesting event. The coast of Odisha in India is the largest mass nesting site for the Olive Ridley. This is followed by the coast of Mexico and Costa Rica. If we take the nesting site in India, the Odisha coast has 3 nesting grounds, which are at beach at Gahirmata, then the mouth of the Devi river, and also in Rushikulya, where about 1 lakh nests are found annually. Know that the Gahirmata marine sanctuary in Odisha is considered as world's largest nesting beach for Olive Ridleys, whereas the Rushikulya river mouth is considered as the second biggest nesting site for Olive Ridley turtles. Recently, a new mass nesting site has been discovered in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. As per reports, it has more than 5,000 nests in a season. And now coming to the Zoological Survey of India. See, we are discussing the Zoological Survey of India here because it has undertaken a collaborative project in association with Odisha Forest and Environment Department to geotag the Olive Ridley turtles. The project of geotagging this Olive Ridleys is being carried out at 3 mass nesting sites, namely Gahirmata, Devi River Mouth and Rushikulya. The project here is being undertaken after a span of nearly 25 years. The purpose of tagging the turtles will help in finding the extent of travel and location of the turtles after congregation, nesting, and also help ZSI for further research on turtle behavior. Now coming back to the Zoological Survey of India, see, it is an subordinate organization of the Ministry of Environment and Forest under the Government of India. Know that it was established in the year 1916 as a national center for faunistic survey and exploration of the resources. The headquarters of it is located at Kolkata. The main activities of EZSA are like to conduct study of fauna of the states, or to undertake research, status survey of endangered species, to study about fauna of conservation area, fauna of India, and also to undertake ecological studies and environmental impact assessment. Another important fact is that similar to the Red Data book, which is published by IUCN, Zoological Survey of India also releases a Red Data book on Indian animals. And this Red Data book we are talking about was first published in the year 1983. So these are few facts about ZSI. So in this news article, we saw about the Olive Ridley turtles, their migration, as well as the Zoological Survey of India. So with this, let us close this topic and move to the next topic. Fourth topic, uncertainty over release of MGNREGA funds for Bengal as tussle with centre goes on. See, the issue of MGNREGA fund allocation to the state of West Bengal was in news for more than a year. This is because the centre has withheld the release of more than 7,500 crores worth of MGNREGA funds to West Bengal. This is happening from the month of December 2021. Here, the union government has cited allegation of corruption at the state government level and invoked Section 27 of MGNREGA Act. See, as per the Section 27 of MGNREGA Act, it allows the union government to investigate any alleged improper usage of funds meant for the MGNREGA if it receives any complaints. And in addition to it, the union government can also stop funding and undertake investigation on the allegations of corruption. So, as a result of this tussle between the centre and the states, many of the MGNREGA workers of West Bengal have not been paid for more than 15 to 18 months. So, this is the issue. So, in this light, let us know about the MGNREGA in detail. See, the Government of India has been running the world's largest employment generation program since the year 2005 under the MGNREGA Act. Know that it has been in implementation for more than 15 years and also has delivered some optimum results. Firstly, the Act guarantees 100 days of work a year to every rural household with an aim to enhance the livelihood security of the people. Then, the Act currently covers all districts except those that have 100% urban population. Then know that the Ministry of Rural Development, in association with the state governments, monitors the implementation of the scheme. Now, if we take the features of the MGNREGA, it is a demand-driven scheme. That is, workers will get the work whenever they demand and not when the government has the work available. Secondly, it provides employment allowance. See, Gram Panchayats has the mandate to provide employment within 15 days of the work application. If the Gram Panchayat fails to provide the job, the worker will get an unemployment allowance. Third is regarding the timely payment feature. Payment of wages is done within 15 days of completion of work. But in case of failure, the worker will get a delay compensation of 0.05% per day of wages earned. Then fourth feature is women empowerment. See, minimum 1/3 of the workers should be women as per the MGNREGA Act. Fifth, it talks about minimum wages. See, wage payment should be according to the Minimum Wages Act of 1948 for agricultural labours in the state. Sixthly, the Gram Sabhas conduct social audits to enable the community to monitor the implementation of the scheme. Finally, know that both the center and the states share the funding of the scheme. Now, coming to the issue parts in the MGNREGA, firstly, the data on impact of productive assets is not available. For example, if the government undertakes any water conservation project under MGNREGA, it will focus only on its construction and maintenance of it. The government does not monitor whether the structure has actually helped water conservation. Further, there is no government data on impact of groundwater levels, improvement in livelihood, etc. post the creation of assets. Second issue is regarding the poor maintenance. Many structures created under the MGNREGA become defunctioned due to poor maintenance. This simply implies the wastage of time, energy and resources. The third issue is regarding the inadequate funds. A huge surge in demand for MGNREGA work has been witnessed during the pandemic times, but the government hasn't duly allotted funds in a similar proportion. Fourth factor is insufficient support. With the unemployment rate reaching a new high over 6%, giving merely 100 days of employment is not sufficient. And now the tussle between the state and the center regarding the manner of implementation and allegation of misuse is adding more issues in MGNREGA. So this is all about the topic. So here we saw about the act. We also saw about the features of the 100-day work guaranteed program, and also the issues, that is and also about the issues dealing with it. So with this, let us close this topic and move to the final topic of the day. Coming to the final topic, Congress flares questioning of robbery, alleges misuse of CBI by the center. See, the former Bihar Chief Minister and the RJD leader Rabri Devi is under CBI investigation. The major opposition parties are terming this CBI investigation as a misuse of power by the ruling party at the center. So in this context, let us know about CBI from the prelims angle. See, the Central Bureau of Investigation is an investigation agency that is functioning under the Department of Personnel, which is under Ministry of Personnel, Pension and Public Grievances. See, it is the premier investigating police agency in India, and it is also a nodal police agency in India that coordinates the investigation on behalf of Interpol member countries. If we take the background of CBI, the CBI owes its origin to the Special Police Establishment that was constituted by the British government in the year 1941. Then later on, the Special Police Establishment was substituted by the Delhi Special Police Establishments Act of 1946. Know that the CBI came into existence on April 1, 1963 through a Government of India resolution, and the establishment of CBI was based on the recommendation by Santanam Committee on Prevention of Corruption. Clearly take note of this, CBI is not a statutory body. Its investigative and jurisdiction powers are governed by the Delhi Special Police Establishments Act of 1946. If we take the composition of CBI, CBI is headed by a director and is assisted by special director or an additional director. Additionally, it has also number of joint directors, deputy inspector generals, superintendents of police, and all other usual ranks of police personnel. Now, coming to the functions of CBI, it investigates cases of corruption and fraud committed by public servants of all central government departments, central PSUs, and central financial institutions. Secondly, it investigates economic crimes including bank frauds, financial frauds, import, export, and foreign exchange violations also. Then it also conducts investigation involving large scale smuggling of narcotics, cultural properties, and smuggling of other contraband items. Thirdly, it also carries out investigating special crimes such as cases of terrorism, kidnapping for ransom, crimes committed by mafia, bomb blasts, etc. Then it coordinates the activities of anti-corruption agencies and the various state police forces. Fifthly, it takes up cases of public importance for investigation based on request from a state government. Finally, it maintains crime statistics and disseminates criminal informations. So these are few functions of the CBI. So this is a very short topic. Here from prelims angle we saw about CBI and also about the nature of it and functions which are performed by Central Bureau of Investigation. So with this, let us close this topic and move to the previous year prelims question discussion. So today we will be discussing two previous year prelims questions. So these two questions were asked in the year 2022. Let us consider the first question. With reference to anti-defection law in India, consider the following statements. Statement 1. The law specifies that a nominated legislature cannot join any political party within 6 months of being appointed to the House. The second statement says the law does not provide any time frame within which the presiding officer has to decide a defection case. Which of the following statements given above is or are correct? Options given are option A 1 only, option B 2 only, option C both 1 and 2, option D neither 1 nor 2. See, the first statement says the law specifies that a nominated person cannot join any political party within 6 months. No, in our discussion we saw, right, a nominated member of a house becomes disqualified for being a member of the house if they join a political party after the expiry of 6 months. This means that the nominated person may join any political party within 6 months of taking their seat in the house, and if they join in that manner they will not be disqualified. So if they join only after 6 months they will be disqualified. So this statement is wrong. And if we take the second statement, it says law does not provide any time frame within which the presiding officer has to decide. Yes, this is correct statement. See, the anti-defection law does not specify a time period on the disqualification plea. Here also, the court can intervene only after the presiding officer has decided on the matter. So the petitioner seeking disqualification has no option but to wait for the decision of the presiding officer. So for this question, the answer is option B 2 only. Now moving to the second question, which of the following are the exclusive powers of Lok Sabha? First statement, to ratify the declaration of emergency. Second statement, to pass the motion of no confidence against Council of Ministers. Third statement, to impeach the President of India. Select the correct answer using the code given below. The options given are option A 1 and 2, option B 2 only, option C 1 and 3, option D 3 only. See, under the article 352, the president can declare a national emergency when the security of India or part of it is threatened by war or external aggression. And even the article 356 deals with emergency, that is a state emergency. Then article 360 deals with the financial emergency. In all these three cases, the proclamation of emergency must be approved by both the houses of the parliament within 1 month from the date of its issue. So it is not the exclusive power of the Lok Sabha. So first statement is wrong. So you can eliminate option A and option C. Now if we take the second statement, it says the exclusive power of Lok Sabha is to pass a motion of no confidence against COM. See, Article 75 of the Constitution says that the Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. It means the ministry stays in office as long as they enjoy confidence of a majority of the members of Lok Sabha. In other words, we can say the Lok Sabha can remove the ministry from the office by passing a no confidence motion. So the second statement is the exclusive power of Lok Sabha. This is correct. So if we take this second statement alone, we can come to the conclusion that option B, 2 only, is the correct option. Then let us consider this statement also to impeach the President of India. In Article 61 of the Indian Constitution, it states that when a president is impeached for violation of Constitution, either the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha can initiate the process for removal, but the removal motion has to be passed in both the houses of the parliament. So we can eliminate this option also, this statement also. So the answer for this question is option B, 2 only. Now coming to the mains question. The jurisdiction of the CBI regarding lodging FIR and conducting probe within a particular state is being questioned by various states. However, the power of the states to withhold consent to CBI is not absolute. Explain with special reference to the federal character of India. So this is the mains practice question. The aspirants can take note of this question. You can write the answers and post it in the comment section given below. So we have come to the end of the news articles as well as the question based discussion. So with this, let us close our discussion. And if you like the way I teach, if you can understand the concepts well, please like the video, comment it, as well as share the video with your friends, and subscribe to ForumIAS in various social media platforms for further updates. Thank you for listening.